billionaire immigrant challenges Musk in space with $650 million investment. In the expensive world of aerospace, $650 million is a significant amount. It's roughly equal to the cost of 6 737s or 7 F-35 fighter jets. Ann Osman and her husband Foti, owners of Sierra Nevada Corp based in Nevada, invested $300 million, and NASA contributed $350 million in the development of the reusable Dream Chaser spacecraft. The Dream Chaser's first free flight was in 2013, but the landing gear failed and it skidded off the runway after landing. However, NASA opted for Boeing and SpaceX over Sierra Nevada's spaceplane in 2014. Thank you for reading. We would love to hear your thoughts and comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more updates and content. The first Dream Chaser resembles a mini shuttle with upward-turned wings and now serves as an expensive lobby piece for Sierra Nevada's Colorado base. Despite the 9-figure loss, the Osman space race ambitions remain undented. Soon after, the company won a NASA contract to transport cargo including food, water, and experiments to and from the ISS, sharing a $14 billion deal with Orbital ATK and SpaceX, amount subject to various factors. The yet-to-be-constructed cargo vessel will also be named Dream Chaser. A rising number of billionaires, including the Osmans with a net worth of $1.3 billion each, are venturing into space as NASA's presence wanes following the 2003 Columbia disaster. Companies such as SpaceX, Elon Musk, Virgin Galactic, Richard Branson, Planetary Resources, Larry Page, Relativity Space, Mark Cuban, Blue Origin, Jeff Bezos, and Stratolink, Paul Allen, are notable players in this field. While some see it as a passion, the industry offers lucrative potential, as NASA allocated $17.8 billion to private space transportation between 2017 to 2021, $8.5 billion for crew and $9.3 billion for cargo. Ann Osman, 19th on Forbes' list of America's richest self-made women, says, "We're pursuing this to drive innovation and maintain U.S. leadership in the space frontier." The Osmans and Sierra Nevada were previously unknown to many. Confused with the California beer company of the same name, the firm even produced coasters reading, "Not Beer Company." The Osmans, Turkish immigrants who arrived in America for grad school in the 80s, purchased Sierra Nevada for under $5 million in 1994, using their house as collateral. Ann received 51% and Foti 49% ownership. Starting in 1998, they acquired 19 aerospace and defense firms through cash flow from military contracts. Today, Sierra Nevada is the largest female-owned government contractor in the U.S. with $1.6 billion in 2017 sales and 4,000 employees across 33 locations. 80% of its revenue comes from the U.S. government, mainly the Air Force, for its military planes, drones, anti-IED devices, and navigation technology. Sierra Nevada faces a big challenge and risk with its entry into space. The company, known for upgrading planes, has never sent an aircraft to space. Despite the cost, they are heavily investing in the Dream Chaser and working to overcome the perception of being an underdog. Foti and Ann, the company leaders, view space as more than just business and see it as a legacy to inspire future generations. NASA chose Sierra Nevada for various reasons, including its experience in sending 450 missions worth of components into space and the Dream Chaser's unique design. It is the only spacecraft capable of landing on commercial runways and flying again up to 15 times to the space station. Its gentle landing protects scientific cargo and sets it apart from other companies whose capsules return by crashing into the ocean. Sierra Nevada's Dream Chaser is the only way for the U.S. to bring back cargo from space, hence NASA's decision to include them in the program. Sierra Nevada entered the space industry by acquiring SpaceDev in 2008 during the financial crisis for $38 million. SpaceDev was a struggling space startup based in San Diego, having lost a major NASA contract and its founder, Jim Benson, a tech entrepreneur, passing away. Sierra Nevada saw potential in SpaceDev's Dream Chaser vehicle, a spaceplane with a fascinating history. The Dream Chaser was based on a Soviet space plane, the BOR-4, which was seen by the Australians being retrieved from the Indian Ocean. NASA then created a similar plane, the HL-20, but discontinued it after 10 years of testing. President George W. Bush announced in 2004, 11 months after the Columbia disaster, that the Space Shuttle program would end when the International Space Station was completed by 2010. It actually took until 2011. To prepare, NASA invited companies to assist with the ISS supplies. Meanwhile, NASA's HL-20, which had been forgotten and stored in a warehouse in Langley, Virginia, was acquired by SpaceDev in 2006 with plans to launch it into space. Ian Osman described the acquisition process as hunting a giant bear and cleaning it up. However, NASA declined to fund the project due to cost. Sierra Nevada Corporation, a successful defense company seeking entry into the space industry, stepped in and purchased SpaceDev with its ample cash reserves. According to Scott Tibbetts, who sold his space hardware company, Stasis Research, to SpaceDev in 2006. Thank you for reading. We would love to hear your thoughts and comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more updates and content. The Osmans were heavily invested in the Dream Chaser project, both in terms of time and finances. A former employee remarked that the space venture was treated like the favorite son. Ian Osman grew up in Diyarbakir, Turkey, where her parents, both nurses, emphasized the importance of education for their 4 daughters. As a student at Ankara University, she balanced schoolwork with a full-time job and English lessons. In 1980, she met Fatih Osman, a cycling champion, at Ankara University and followed him to America where they both pursued advanced degrees. After reuniting at UC Berkeley, they became best friends and eventually married. Ian and Fatih made a deal. Ian, a skilled cook, would make Fatih homemade meals in exchange for help with her stats class. They became roommates, but not romantically involved. Ian was determined to get good grades to secure a job in America, juggling multiple part-time jobs while she was at it. After graduating with an MBA, she worked as a financial reporting manager and improved the company's financial reports by using a personal computer. After the company was sold, she was laid off but used her skills at her husband's workplace, Sierra Nevada, where she automated their financial reporting process. Ian Osman discovered while at her desk late one night that Sierra Nevada was on the brink of bankruptcy. The company, which primarily manufactured systems to help planes land on carriers, believed their G&A expenses were 10% of revenue, but Ian found they were 30%. The company could not sustain operations at that rate. Ian approached her boss and owners with the news, but they were unable to find a solution. The bank wouldn't lend them more money. Ian suggested suspending payroll for 3 months until the next contract. Employees had to borrow money for bills. The contract eventually came through, but Sierra Nevada still struggled 2 years later when the government declared them bankrupt due to an audit error. Ian corrected the auditor, went into labor and returned to the office with her newborn within a week. Ian arrived in America in 1981 and has gone from janitor to billionaire co-owner of Sierra Nevada Corporation. The US offers women opportunities compared to the rest of the world, she says. Sierra Nevada has invested $500 million in the cargo version of Dream Chaser and expects to spend an additional $500 million by launch. To recover costs, they are relying on a successful outcome. They already earned $500 million in milestone payments from NASA for their crewed Dream Chaser. The launch is set for September 2020, 1 month after SpaceX's Dragon 2 and 11 months after orbital ATK's Cygnus. 6 missions to the space station by 2024 could net Sierra Nevada $1.8 billion. Anne is aware of the potential for failure, however her strong patriotism as an immigrant fuels her belief in the prestige of aiding the US in reclaiming its space dominance. She believes that private companies like Sierra Nevada can assist the government by providing cost-effective solutions. According to Anne, it is through commercial companies that innovative concepts will emerge and assist the country in catching up in space exploration. If you want to know more news that happens in the world, subscribe to the channel and leave your opinion on the subject.